Oh, they changed the thing. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. I feel like it didn't used to say that. I don't think it used to say anything about privacy, but now it does. I'm live. It's Thursday. I'm so tired. I slept really bad last night. I feel like I only slept for like 5 hours. Like, I just feel so sleepy. Hi. Hi, Jules. I just kept waking up, and I don't even know why. I just kept waking up. Hi, Jules. Hi, Dana. Hi, the boy in blue. Hi, Livia. Hello, Southern Soul Sorcery. Hi, Camp Powhatan. Hi, Tampolano. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Jonas fan. Every time I see your name, hi. Hi, Akil. Hi, Aquarius. Hi, Kimberly. How's everyone doing? Hi, Michelle's daughter. Hi, Trey. Hi, Naomi. Hi, Natalia. Hi, Monica. I'm cold too. I got the heater on and I got my sweater on. Hi, fam, Samity Sam. Hi, Bailey. You've been sleeping pretty bad lately. Have you been? I've been very on and off with my sleeping. Like some weeks, I'm totally fine. I just go right to bed. See, I'm yawning. I'm so sleepy. Some weeks, I'm totally fine. I go right to bed. And some weeks, I don't know, like I fall asleep and then I wake up and I fall asleep and I wake up and I fall asleep and I wake up. Last night was like one of those nights I just kept waking up. Like I just kept waking up. I think I need to start going to bed earlier. I feel like I have the most successful sleep when I'm in bed by like 11. Hi, World Lover. Hi, Roderick. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Warren. Hi, Davy. I have not seen Chloe and Hallie's Tiny Desk. I'm gonna watch it. I heard it's really, really good. I do know. I think they performed Do It. They performed Do It, right? Which their label really forcing them to continue perform and Do It. That's okay. I definitely don't even think that Do It is like the best song on there. Like that was obviously like a label like, you know, decision to make Do It like the lead song. Cause it was written by Victoria Monet, right? Or something like that. Like, yeah, it was written by Victoria Monet. It's like a whatever song, like, you know, she's written all these hits for Ariana Grande, so like this gonna be the hit. This needs to be the lead song, and we're just gonna like keep on pushing this song. It's like clearly a label thing. Hi, Warren. Chloe and Hallie Tiny Desk was so good. Hi, Vanity. Hi, Kayla. Just woke up from a nap. Made this account when I was 12 and never changed it. Funny. My sleep has been off too. There was it just came out, the Chloe and Hallie Tiny Desk. I think this going back into quarantine thing has made me start staying up later. Yes, the Chloe and Hallie Tiny Desk was one of my favorite performances this year. I'm really bad about early bedtimes. I don't want the day to end. I've like had problems with insomnia in the past, so like I really have to practice like good sleep hygiene is what they call it, sleep hygiene. Like I should be in bed by like 10. Just like in bed with my cup of tea or my cup of water, you know, watching TV or listening to like ASMR videos, you know, like I should be in bed by 10 and like winding down so that I'm asleep by 11. When I was like being really good about like, oh, it's 10 o'clock, I'm gonna go lay in bed and start winding down, my sleep was a lot better. So I'm pretty sure it's because I'm staying up too late. I feel like that's what it is. I'm like I feel like I'm missing my window to like fall asleep and have like good rest. I need to start going to sleep earlier. Hi Tim. Just woke up from a nap. Oh, they perform like 4 songs. Same, if I try to sleep too early, wake up at like midnight and then I can't sleep. Hi, Francesca. Yeah, I'm like laid back. I started to go live from in my bed, but instead I just like sat in my way, even though now the lamp is like directly over it. Well, I guess it always is, but hi, Neffy. They perform like 4 songs. Baby Girl, a few songs. Do It is definitely not one of the best. I'm glad they performed Baby Girl. I'm gonna watch it. I just haven't watched it yet. There should have been so many other song performances. Like, my favorite song on there is probably Tipsy, and I feel like Tipsy should have been the lead single. It's the best version of Do It Yet. They said it's one of their faves. They also sang Wonder What She Thinks of Me, which is one of my faves off the album. Oh yeah, that one's one of my favorites too. I really like that song a lot. Oh yay! Forgive Me has been in my head. Even Forgive Me is a better song than Do It. Forgive Me is a great song. I just don't understand like why was Do It. Do It to me is the most generic song on there because like no shade to Victoria Monet because like she has written some hits, but I feel like her songwriting style is generic. So that's definitely the most generic song on there. And so obviously it was like, yeah, this is gonna be the lead song. This is gonna be the song that we just like continue to push. Oops. Sorry. I saw that Victoria Monet is pregnant too, which surprised me. Hi, By Any Means Necessary. I definitely noticed labels be pushing the weakest songs. Forgive Me has been in my head. The Girls Are Quitting. Tiana Taylor's waiting for her Grammy. Hi, Armand. 10 or 11, The Boy in Blue. My sleep has been off too. That's because I'm currently unemployed. I have bad sleep hygiene too. My body only lets me get 5 hours of sleep. And I was like reading something recently that said that you need like deep sleep. Like deep REM sleep especially is like good for keeping like Alzheimer's and stuff like that away. It was actually really fascinating what I was reading. They were saying when you like really fall asleep and you have like deep sleep that the chemicals in your brain create waves in your brain and it basically like rinses your brain. And this is why getting really good deep sleep can it basically like resets your brain. And this is why it like can keep away Alzheimer's and like other type of like degenerative like brain conditions because it literally like it rinses your brain out. It creates like waves in your brain and it like rinses out your brain and heals up your brain. So you have to get sleep, you guys. you have to get sleep. Hi, Kyrie. Oh, Tiana Taylor said, I didn't see what she said. What'd she say? My sleep has been off and on. I chalk it up to the stress of COVID-19 or spirits. Yeah, there's probably a stress-related element of it as well. Yeah. I'm not trying to turn the phone. Jesus. There's Tim. The water sounds help with sleep. Tiana's not quitting. She's just dramatic and wants to get away from her label. Oh, that's why you said the girls are quitting. Man, all these girls keep throwing temper tantrums every single time say they quitting. Go ahead and quit then. I've been trying to turn on the Black ASMR playlist and relaxing for the night. I work night shifts, and I think it's starting to get to me because I can't physically fall asleep until around 3 to 4 a.m. Yikes, Nicole. Hi, Alexandra. No, you're not late. We just started. When I was going out to work, I'd be asleep by 9. My husband would always crack on me about it, and I'm my ass asleep. My schedule's, oh, that's good, Nicole. My schedule's going to change to 7 to 4, so hopefully that will help. Hi, Shady Saint. I also think that, like, I don't know, like the end of the year, I feel like I've really been feeling that end of the year feeling this year. You guys know that, like, at the end of every year, I like to sort of wind down, and a lot of the times I like to fall back a little bit from making videos a little, because I start thinking about, you know, sort of the summary of the year. You guys know I like to do an end of the year video where I talk about the year and what are some of the goals that I want to take for the next year. And 2020 was like 10 years in one. So I kind of feel like I'm just like really, I'm like winding myself down for the whole, I feel like I'm winding myself down for the whole year. That's how I've been feeling. Like I've just been thinking a lot about next year and this year and what do I want to accomplish for next year and what are, you know, what are my takeaways from this year and stuff like that. So I've just been feeling like I'm really winding down. But then I also feel like that's also probably a part of why I keep like waking up at night, because I'm like thinking about it. I don't know. I keep getting this orientation lock thing. I feel the same way, just trying to wind down and regroup. Right. Such a mentally taxing year. I've been trying to plan, but it's been hard imagining 2021. It's been so hard, Jules. Like, I feel like 2021 is such a question mark. It's been so difficult. It's been really difficult. I just don't know. Hi, Casey. It's been really difficult. Tipsy is about. Hi, Keep Making. Watching the Disney Investors Day show. 10 new Star Wars shows coming, 10 Marvel shows, and adult content coming. 10 new Star Wars shows? Why? Whatever, I don't care. Ungodly Hour and Lonely are my faves. Hi, Owen. Tipsy, Forgive Me, and I Wonder What She Thinks of Me are my faves. Yeah, I think those are my faves too. I think Do It was supposed to be their crossover pop hit. Like their mainstream. Maybe Do It is TikTok popular. It's the most pop. Oh, yes, and Ungodly Hour. That's my song. Love me at the ungodly hour. I put that song on and fucking clean and be like, that's my song. Like, there's a lot of songs on their album that are very strong. So you just be like, damn, Do It again? Okay. That wig's secure, I guess, even though y'all don't wear wigs. I'm surprised they don't push Busy Boy hard. Hi, Absurd. Do It got a lot of social media push. Victoria writes for Ariana Grande consistently, so I'm not surprised. It's just not a good mix. Yeah, you're very early. We just started. Victoria is pregnant. Her baby daddy is fine as hell. Hi, Mel. Yeah, I just started like 13 minutes ago. Can't get into Tiana Taylor's music. I can't either, but I know she has a fan base that... I think she can sing, and I know she has a fan base. It's just not for me. Baby Girl's my fave. Speaking of Victoria Monet, it sucks that she never got to tour and properly promote her album. I really like Jaguar. I have not listened to Jaguar, but I've heard that a lot of people really liked it, and I do want to listen to it. And if I do listen to it, I might review it. It'll be my first time ever hearing any of her music, so... But I do want to listen to it. It is on my list of things that I want to listen to before the year is done. I can't believe Tiana thinks she deserves a Grammy. Did she release music this year? Like, this year has been such a time suck. It's so hard to even know, like, what came out? Like, what came out this year? It's hard to remember. Hi, Bambusa. My sleep was horribly off all last month. I was staying up all night and day till like 6, 7, 8 a.m. Yeah, I feel the same. Do It was very commercial. Do It was made for the unknown girls. Oh, you finished? I'm glad you finished, Kyrie. I'm glad. It's good. I hope you're resting. Resting and letting your body heal. It's been a lot. Yeah. I'm glad you finished. These labels are trying to get their artists to trend on TikTok, which basically pushes generic songs. Ginkgo biloba helps for good brain function too. Everyone's getting pregnant. Cassie just announced she's pregnant with her second baby too. Wow, really? No, I did not see that, Kayla. It's because everybody's in the house. All they doing is riding dick. Bored, can't go anywhere. Everybody's getting pregnant. Fuck awards. I don't care who wins anymore. I hardly ever get deep sleep. I used to have a sleep tracker and I'd hover in REM for a bit and then fall back into light sleep. I love Tiana's voice and music, but she pushes that 90s nostalgia theme with all her music a little too hard. That kind of turned me off. I agree, Savannah. Like, we get it, bitch. Like, you love the 90s. We got it. Is there anything else in your artistic repertoire? Nothing? Like, we got it. We got it. You love the 90s. You love the 90s. You think you're a 90s artist. We know. Hi, Daya. I'll see if I can find it and I'll link you in Discord. Absurd. You might be able to find it if you Google something like sleep brain waves or something, but I'll if I find it again, I probably will find it again and I'll link it to you. Hi, Kai. I want to get some sleep, but I don't know how. What? You used to sleep with your eyes open? Davey, my cousin used to do that too. She used to sleep with her eyes open. It's like a little bit creepy. I used to sleep with my eyes open growing up. Oh no, Roderick. What are they calling all the babies being born this year? So I don't know if this is true, Savannah, but I heard they're going to call them Generation C for like Generation COVID. I don't know if that's fully decided that that's what they're going to be called, but I've heard that that's what they're going to call them, Gen C. Yes, Casey, you caught the bake. Olivia said to Kyrie, you're so strong. If you can, juicing is a great way to build up some immunity. Get well, stay strong. Never give up. Don't forget to rumble, young man, rumble. Hi, Sam. Hi, Tiara. Another crazy year. 2020 drained so many people. Such a mentally taxing year. I've been trying to plan, but it's been hard imagining 2021. How do you guys feel about 2021? I feel the same way, just trying to wind down and regroup. February seems so long ago. Yeah, juicing and smoothies will probably help. Yeah, that probably will help. Did they put you on an IV drip, Kyrie? My mind just hasn't gone to sleep this year. That's what I feel like is happening to me. Sims 3, Reality Central. I feel like my mind is like, I'm having a really hard time like hitting the off button these days. Shit, we better hope there is a next year. World lover. I've been binge playing, binge watching, not enough reading and exercise. I have no energy anymore. Y'all think 2021 is going to get better or worse? Hi, Joshua. I'm hoping next year is better. Don't want to set my standards too high. To this day, I've yet to see a 2021 is going to be my year type of post. People don't want to jinx it. I'm so burned out from this semester. Next term is supposed to be the hardest. I need strength. Are you remote, Owen? Hi, Chris. The Star Wars teat can only give so much. 2021 has me concerned with this vaccine discourse. Yeah, take it slow, Kyrie. You're so strong. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Gone Swimming. Forgive me, an ungodly hour are my faves. Next year only has to be better than this one to feel like a good year. The bar is on the floor after 2021. Yeah, the pop push is real. Hello. Hello, geeky boy. The Do It remix was a hot fucking mess. I agree. It just seems, that's another song. That's like another, like how we said Do It seems like a generic song meant for a generic crossover audience. I feel like the Do It remix just like compounded that. The Do It remix just like multiplied that times 10. They were like, let's just pick some random girls, some random girls that let's just pull some names out of a hat. Female rappers, throw them on there. Like, it was, even when they announced it, I was like, what? City Girls? Chloe and Halle and City Girls. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. It seemed really weird. But I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are trying to hop in City Girls lane, which is kind of interesting. Do It was a net to pull randoms in. Two completely different vibes. It didn't make sense. Where was I? Let me scroll back. Where was I? Roderick, let the money in our safe. Yeah, randomness. I feel the same way, Keep Making. I feel like everybody that was involved with WAP should have publicly wished Natalie Desselle Reid an RIP. And you know, like, I normally don't feel like people need to like give condolences publicly. I feel like that's something that can be done privately. But I feel like they ripped the whole look, the whole aesthetic, the hair. They literally ripped everything from Baps and from the character of Mickey especially. So it seems really disrespectful that the people involved in that did not pay this woman some public respects. That just seems really gross. Keep Making said, I wish Meg mentioned RIP for Natalie, knowing that collab utilized her production and hair design inspiration. I definitely agree. Not even just Meg, though. I feel like everybody involved should have publicly said something about, you know, Baps and Natalie Reid's character, Mickey, was a style icon. You know, like, they should have said something. That was in very poor taste, in my opinion. Hi, Teddy. Your sleep has changed during the seasons, too. You stay up longer during the winter because the light is short, so your body is used to being up in the dark hours. Tiana Taylor is so all over the place sometimes. She be having a few songs I fuck with, but her bodies of work just never work for me. Jaguar is the shit. I'm gonna listen to it. Favorite song is Jaguar on it. Before your review of the album, I felt like, Chloe and Halle, Ungodly Hour. I felt like I was the only one who cringed at the Wig Secure line when they always only had dreads. Right, like, that's what I mean, Natalia. Like, it's clear that song wasn't even written with them in mind. Like, that was obviously, like, a generic pop song or whatever. Like, it was just a generic song, and they're pushing it so hard. Like, it seems kind of annoying. Everything from Jaguar is a bop. Oh, it was called The Album, Tiana Taylor. I feel like I grew up a lot this year. Moment by Victoria Monet is crazy. Such a well-written banger. You talking about Victoria, Nicole? Or Tiana Taylor? Ungodly Hour be making me feel like Voguing. Hi, Mosley. I like Tiana's song, Eighth Wonder. That was my smoking song when I started way back in 2012. That's good, Davey. You feel like you've gained deeper insight into yourself and learned better self-control. That's good. Jaguar is my first introduction to Victoria. It's got a couple of bops. Cassie pregnant with her second baby. Nice for her. 2020 baby boomers. Christina Milian is pregnant too. Oh my gosh, I'm not turning the phone. I like Victoria's pen, but I hate that she'd be writing black girl songs for Ari. Yeah, I don't know. Aren't they good friends? I think Tiana's album was nice. Only problem is the song sounded the same a little too much. Tiana's been around so long, it's crazy she's not big. I literally remember seeing her Sweet 16 on TV when I was a kid. I think Tiana Taylor would agree with you that she thinks she should be a bigger artist than she is. However, I do feel like I don't feel like Tiana Taylor has done badly for herself. Like, She has a very dedicated fan base. She's released some albums that have been really well received that people really like. She's gone on some tours that have been really well received. People say she puts on a really good show. She's, you know, in this marriage that according to her is very happy. That's not like shade. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in their marriage, you know. But like, she's in this marriage. She has like these two beautiful children. She just had another one. Like, I think Tiana Taylor's doing all right. Like, it's really sick. Not saying she's sick, but it's really sick the way that people feel like if they don't get these like awards and shit, like their life is not, you know, like their life does not have meaning until this fucking random group of old white people, mostly old white men, tell them that they have some value. Like, their life's not gonna have value until that occurs. That's like depressing, you know? Oh, okay. A digital sinkhole? What is that? I've never heard that term. Keep making. I have to send you a link, Alexandra, so you have to like leave a comment or email me or something, and I have to send you a link for Discord. I feel like a lot of people's whole identity is being stuck in the 90s. It is. That's really what they're calling. That's what I've seen people calling them for real. Generation COVID, Gen C. So they're gonna skip A and B. The generation after Gen Z, they're already calling Gen A. So maybe they'll skip B. Because it was Generation Z and then they like started over. So they're calling like the gen after Gen Z, Gen A, and this like baby boom that's happening right now. I've seen them be called Gen C. Like I said, I don't know if that's official, but that's what I've been seeing a lot, sort of casually. Musically, and why has really fallen off. All the babies being born this year are going to be called Generation Rona. The 90s nostalgia music is going to fall out of favor soon for Millennium Pop because of the 20-year cycle. I feel like it's already starting, Gone Swimming. People are starting to hop on the early 2000s real hard, like, especially like the fashion. The fashion of the early 2000s is definitely coming back around. Hi, Deb the Wise. 2021 makes me feel nervous. I feel pressure on 2021. I have no feels about 2021. 2021, what even is time anymore? Hi, Hitflix. 2021 is going to be more of the same. I feel like 2021 is going to feel slow like this year, but not messed up like this year was. I have no hope for 2021, none at all. I'm attempting to be positive, but I feel wary about making plans. Bailey. Hi. Talks with Ty. Yeah, I believe the early 2000s is going to be the next big nostalgia era. 2021 is so fragile. One wrong move and we're right back to where we started. Don't give those poor babies the name Generation C because of COVID. That's such an unambiguously negative label and start in life, at least in my opinion. I mean, that's fair, Nicole. I just have seen people calling them that. Maybe that won't stick, but that's what I've seen people calling them. Hi, Jaren. I'm actually looking forward to life after 2021. Oh, yeah, you were on the drip, Kyrie. Magnesium. Are they like big pills, the magnesium pills? I graduate undergrad in 2021, so I'm going to just hold on to that. Hi, the Christiana Way. Damn, you think it's going to be worse? I see things only becoming worse in 2021. I just moved. We're not even starting on a good foot now. All this unemployment and people starving. The uprisings are coming. Well, I wouldn't mind if the uprising occurred in 2021. We'll see. My age group are becoming the new aunties and uncles. So I see a lot of take me back to the 90s posts on IG. Usually comes with hating anything new. Oh, half remote, half in person, Owen. I don't expect 2021 to be great, but I am hopeful that it will be better because for all his faults. Oh, you think that? So you think that Biden will? I was gonna say, how do you guys feel about the? I don't want to say this, but I'm thinking like, come January, are they gonna have to drag this orange motherfucker out of there? Like what? Like, Is the new old dude even gonna be able to get in there? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, I don't even know. If 2021 starts off with this fucking orange Cheeto having to be fucking dragged out, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Do you guys feel like this transition of power is gonna make a difference in 2021? Do you guys feel like it's even going to occur? There's some people that feel like it's not even going to occur. There's some people that feel like this transition of power is not actually going to occur. There's some people that really feel like we're heading towards a second civil war seriously as well. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, 2021 might get wild. A coup. Exactly, Roderick. Like, 2021 might get wild. I don't know. I hate to say it. I hope it doesn't happen, but we'll see. I heard he might try to declare war to stay in power. Trump is literally attempting a coup, and people are throwing parades for Biden. These people are giving authoritarian vibes and coup vibes. Right. Like, I think people have the illusion that everything will be good in 2021, but it won't be. Hi, Hush 420. Welcome to 2021 Coup America. Yeah, it's like, it's very interesting to me to see people being like, yeah, can't wait for like Trump to leave and like Biden to come in and da 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 da. Like, not saying that any of you said that, just saying in general. Like, they really think it's gonna be like just an easy, smooth transition. I don't think that's gonna happen. Let me go back to the comments. Roderick graduates undergrad in 2021. I'm trying to stay hopeful, said Neffy. Oh, thank you, Casey. You Cash App. Just Cash App. You Seren McDonald's on me tonight, sis. Thank you. The Cash App is capital SEREN, capital SENSEI. Queen is not here. Young Miami ruined the whole thing. The Do It remix. Counting my days until the Snyder Cut and the end of Attack on Titan. Only things I have to look forward to in 2021. Hi, Fam Samity Sam. Why City Girls? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Do It was a net to pull randoms in. They need to stop playing and give them stimulus checks to the people and open back up everything. They don't know what to do, and the people making the rules aren't even following them. I do feel like y'all can't keep they can't keep shutting shit down, but then act like they're not gonna give more money. Like, I just don't feel like that's like we about to have a. I do think like even outside of like Trump's attempted coup and this like second race war that we're heading towards, I do think we're also heading towards some type of like French Revolution style uprising, because like Congress keeps playing games about giving people more money, but then they talk about well, we have to close everything down to, you know, whatever the fuck, flatten the curve or whatever the fuck. But it's like, but you can't just shut shit down and then not give people money. Like, you just can't. And people are gonna come to your house and they're gonna eat your food and they're gonna take your shit. Like, and that's also something that I think, you know, like these politicians and shit, like they get paid regardless, you know, like they getting ready to take their nice little holiday break. Like, yeah, we hope we can come to some type of, you know, agreement about the stimulus package before we go on holiday. Like, how the fuck are y'all going on holiday? Like, how is Congress getting ready to go on a holiday? But then they talking about shutting everything down and not giving people money. You know? I don't know. Oh, you guys talking about City Girls and Doja Cat and the Do It remix. Young Miami. Literally nothing about it besides the added parts from the Chloe and Halle was good. That don't even go. City Girls and Chloe and Halle. The female rappers all want to be city girls nowadays. Even Meg trying to join in. Yeah, you guys talking about Natalie here and WAP. They ripped it all the way off of BAPS. Very poor taste. Natalie was definitely on the mood board. It was rude that they didn't. Yes, the nails too. The whole look of WAP was bit from BAPS. Like literally everything. The whole everything. I mean, even if you've seen any of the pictures, I've never seen the video for WAP, but I have seen the pictures, like the imagery. Like Megan Thee Stallion had that picture, her of her and Cardi, and like the hair. That was like her main icon picture. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, so from this title to these hairstyles, the clothes, the hair, the nails, the makeup, they obviously got this from BAPS, from Black American Princesses. And now like one of the main girls, Mickey, who they bit Mickey's look more than Halle Berry's look. She passed away and nobody involved in the project said anything. Very poor taste. Very poor taste. Thank you, Davey. Davey put the cash app. They should have acknowledged it instead of just taking what they wanted and piecing out. It feels very, oh well. Really, Meg is slipping. Tiana Taylor has been making music for at least 15 years. Yeah, JT. JT. How do I describe what JT did? The boy in blue said, I think I'm missing something. Did JT do something? People searched through JT's tweets and they found tweets from 2011 to roughly, I want to say 2018, of her saying a bunch of very nasty things. And even a lot of like calling people, you know, crispy and burnt, you know, colorism type stuff. Now, on the one hand, y'all know how I feel about this dig culture, this dig. Like 2011, we better be in 2021. Some of them tweets was like 10 years old. Didn't JT, how old did she just turn? Because she just had a birthday. So some of those tweets are literally about to be 10 years old. So I feel like I hate this like dig culture. Like I hate this digging into people's background on social media culture, especially like, oh wow, look at this tweet from 2011, 2012, this and this. However, like they went all the way up to like 2018. So it's not like all the tweets were from 10 years ago. So, and then some of the stuff was like real bad. So I can understand people feeling some type of way about her saying that stuff. And like not, you know, fucking with her anymore and not wanting to support her anymore or whatever, you know, that's everybody's personal prerogative. But I also think that this digging culture is fucking annoying. Like, I think it's fucking annoying. I also think on the third hand that these artists need media training. Why are your tweets from 10 years ago even available still? As soon as you started popping, you should have deleted that whole account and started over. Or if you wanted to keep it, change the name. Change the name to something else totally random and made a new official account. And that could be like your little fake account. You could pretend that you're your own fan or something like that. Like the media training is just not there, which y'all have heard me say about the new artists. The media training is just not there. The social media training is just not there. Because then JT went on Twitter. She posted a voice note or something. She had deleted her account and then she like made a new account, which she should have been done. And then she posted a voice note on the new account that was something like, you know, I'm going to come on Twitter in a suit and tie from now on, whatever. I feel like that just made it worse. Because then she was calling people the R word that rhymes with schmarted. And that just made it even worse. Like, no media training, no social media training, nothing, zero. So number one, the artists need media training and they need to totally delete their accounts as soon as they start popping. Number two, she was still dead wrong in a lot of the shit that she said, though. So I totally understand people not fucking with her anymore off that. But number three, I also feel like this digging culture is fucked up. Why is it that every artist that comes out, people go type in the search bar whatever to try to like dig shit up on them to try to derail their careers? What's the purpose of that? What is the purpose of that? What's the purpose of that? It literally seems like it's a nasty, it's just a nasty negative. And I think that a lot of Gen Z is nasty and negative, and it seems like a lot of Gen Z are depressed or something, and I don't know, it's like a weird thing happening. I don't even really know how to describe it. Also, on the fourth hand, I also feel like though that like people rushed to cancel fucking JT, but you know, like, oh, JT is calling people crispy or this and that. However, motherfucking Cardi calls people fucking roaches and monkeys and crispy and burnt and all this other shit, and nobody fucking cares. And so that's why I will not cancel anyone. I will not cancel anyone anymore. As long as Cardi B has a career, I will never cancel anyone ever again. I mean, like, maybe for me personally, but I don't think that people should be canceled. I just don't. Drake got caught doing blackface. Nobody cared. Like, Cardi says horrible things all the time, and everybody still is like, oh, she's so real. She just had a #1 with Megan Thee Stallion. So I also feel like, why does JT have to get punished? Why does JT have to get punished? Oh, because she's black. So that's why JT gets punished, and other people don't. So, you know, I feel like everybody kind of, on that one, people going to have to come to their own terms and conclusions. Because if you was motherfucking bump and walk, I do not want to hear you talk about well, I'm canceling JT. If you was out here bumping, Kiki, do you love me? I do not want to hear you talking about you canceling JT. That's not fair to me. So that's how I feel about that. JT was tweeting just like everyone else was. All of Twitter was wilding back then. Let's see. And then you guys are talking about Ariana Grande, the Y2K fashion trend. Hi, Marcy. It's the early 2000s now. All the whites are knockoffs of NSYNC and Britney Spears. Nobody's doing any affirmations for 2021 on Twitter. Early 2000s fashion is back. Deadass people are wearing Von Dutch hats again. I'm ready to wear my rhinestone name belts again. God, someone gonna pull the belt out of the back of the closet. Skinny jeans are out. Baggy jeans are back in now. It's wild. I'll kick somebody's ass if they call my babies Generation C or Gen COVID. I've noticed a lot of the new kids try to channel the fashion, sound, and aesthetic of the early 2000s, but it only amounts to cheap imitation, not truly inspired. Someone needs to tell these white girls what they were actually wearing in the 2000s. I knew Y2K fashion was in full swing when I saw this explosion of split hem pants and jeans and small purses. Yeah, like the lace-up jeans are back. The magnesiums are decent sized pills. And the like super low riders are like slowly coming back. I take magnesium. Yes, the pills are big. Hi, Marcus. 2000s coming back already. Cool. I could finally cash in on some of these Abercrombie and Fitch clothes. They better not try to bring back the Abercrombie and Fitch Hollister. No, we're not going back to that era. The two polos, one with the collar pops. You can see the different collar. We're not bringing that back. That's gonna stay in 2005 where it belongs. We're not bringing that back. Is the 20-year cycle natural or pushed by marketing and media? I don't know. What do you think, Bailey? Tim, I'm down for the uprisings. Y2K fashion is already a wave on TikTok and Twitter. They think Billie Eilish created the early 2000s style. Oh, God. I can't wait for her ass to disappear and never come back. We get our powers on the 21st, so let's uprise. Oh, yeah, it's like the Grand Conjunction or something. Is that what it's called? The Great Conjunction? It's called something. Baby Fat made a comeback this year with Kimura's daughters. Donald Trump gonna barricade the Oval Office door. He's not going peacefully. Hi, Zane. They're gonna have to drag him out. Nostalgia is usually 20 to 30-year cycles because that's when the adults who run culture are old enough to look back fondly at what was cool growing up. Monica, Trump is planting landmines in the White House right now. A coup. They're going to drag him out kicking and screaming. He's going to try and declare war and stay in power. Trump is literally attempting a coup. These people are giving authoritarian vibes and coup vibes. Yeah. And there's Hush 420. The Cheeto Man is going to have his followers like Rorschach on the Watchmen series. Like, yeah, it's not going to be an easy transition if the transition even occurs. 2020 was a big year in gun and ammunition purchases. Yep, I just read that it was like the biggest year ever. Honestly, I think we're going to have to go old school about this. Go up to the orange monster with the belt in hand, tell him we could do this the easy way or the hard way. Trump supporters are itching for a war so bad. Hi, Ashley. Red states are saying they want to secede. Let's see. Orange Man, I feel like he will give up the White House. He will still maintain the election was stolen. Oh, Princess Tiana's getting a series. That's nice. They need to cash out. Can't believe they aren't giving out another stimulus. We need another lockdown and stimulus package. We're also having a housing crisis in the middle of a pandemic and no one is talking about it. Well, I don't know what do you mean by no one? I hear motherfuckers talking about this shit on the radio every day. Every single time I turn on the radio on NPR, COVID, Trump, housing crisis. COVID, Trump, housing crisis. COVID, Trump, housing crisis. COVID, Trump, housing crisis. Every single time. Like, oh, that the current CARE Act package expires on whatever day at the end. It expires like in December. And so the eviction moratoriums are going to be rolling back and everybody's going to be put in the street. And they're talking about shutting everything down again. And they're not giving any more money. That's all I fucking hear anybody talking about. But I'm not on Twitter watching people talk about dumb shit all day either. Too many people in Congress don't want to give Americans relief unless they can get their corporate donors something nice. Right, Deb, holiday? The fuck? Like, what? The French do be wildin'. Do you think we are there? I don't think we're there yet, Savannah, but I think we're fast approaching the point. Fuck politicians, fuck the rich, fuck celebrities. The girl's gonna call you a pessimistic fearmongerer. Hi, Mr. Yo King. Politicians have had more holiday breaks than me this year. There are currently no direct cash payments to all Americans in the proposed bill. I mean, they say you can order a guillotine online, so they told people to follow the rules and guidelines, and they still shut everything down. I've never even seen BAPS, but when I saw WAP, I thought of BAPS. I don't know if Americans will do anything, but something has got to give. And one of them isn't even a Black American, and they stole the whole concept. Right, like, right. Trina and Nicki did the BAP song with homage to BAP's first. Cardi and Meg stole the concept. I agree, sincere. That was my first thought as well. That was my first thought too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was. Cardi isn't a part of our culture, so I'm not surprised, but Meg should know better. Is it finally guillotine time? Oh, okay, 2019. People hate JT. JT, with all her dark skin, had the nerve to be colorist. Yeah, like, it was obviously, like, some weird self-hate stuff mixed in there. But like I said, this reminds me of Cardi, because I remember when people came for Cardi for calling Black women roaches, right? And Cardi was like, well, I call myself a roach. I'm from the Bronx. I call myself a roach too. And people were like, oh, it's okay, so now it's fine. But nobody, and I'm not saying that people should say this, nobody is saying, well, JT is dark skinned, so it's fine. She's talking about herself too. Like, there's just not any, like, it's a double standard. It's a double standard. Certain artists can get away with anything, and other artists can't. Certain artists can get away with any type of bad behavior, and other artists can't. Like, that's just the truth. She's 28, so she was 18-ish. Yeah. Y'all trying to act like y'all didn't say something stupid when you were 18? Like, not saying that everything that was said was 18, but like people trying to act like they didn't say anything stupid when they were 18. Like anything like from fucking before the decade that we're in right now. Like, well, we just started a new decade, but like get out of here. Like I'm really tired of fucking 15-year-olds on Twitter digging up shit on somebody and talking bad about them. Like shut the fuck up. Twitter got to get a delete all button. JT is a really pretty girl, but she just seems like she has a nasty spirit. Media training is non-existent today. She had over 200,000 tweets. Like, that's a lot of tweets. I don't know anything. Like, I'm not a City Girls fan. I don't know anything personally about JT or City Girls. But again, I think it's very funny that which girls and which artists get a pass and which ones don't. That's just how I feel. Once you get signed, social media should be discussed. All artists should have learned this by now. She's almost 30. How much of an excuse can you really give? Wow, y'all really think 30 is like 80? Like 30 is not old. Let me also say that I also think that there's like a huge ageism factor that plays into this too, which is why I said you have fucking kids. You have 14 and 15 and 16-year-olds. Like, she's almost 30. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna agree with you that that's old, because it's not. Like, it's not. Your brain doesn't even stop developing until you're 25. 30 is not 90. Sorry. I don't know, maybe she got hated and hit below the belt. Not excusing what she said, but she herself ain't no light-skinned bitch. Just scrub the account, JT, that's all. I just don't care, personally, though. Like, I'm not invested, because I don't care about City Girls, so I don't care. A lot of dark-skinned black folks have a lot of internalized colorism. Right. And nobody ever says, like, wow, these people have internalized issues. Let's talk about that. Nobody. And that's fine because nobody has to. But like I said, Drake was caught in blackface. Cardi was caught calling people roaches and monkeys and all kind of stuff. And y'all just let her have a #1 with Megan Thee Stallion, who you're still going to support. So, you know? I clocked out from City Girls years ago. Not saying that, like, anyone here, just speaking in general. I'm really biased and always give black women a humongous space when it comes to self-hate and colorism, etc. Clout, that's the purpose for these folks. Also, why is it that black girls can never come back, but passes after passes and forgiveness are given to the non-blacks? It's racist to me, the boy in blue. It really is. Like, I don't know. Black artists, and especially black girls with black parents, are never given anything. And no one has to. Like, I'm not saying that she didn't say anything wrong, because she did. But people will continue to bump, especially non-black artists, and not care. Motherfuckers are standing these K-pop people that literally fucking show up places in blackface with fucking fake-ass dreads, and, you know, they're biting black American music. And they're all over commercials right now. Light it up like dynamite or whatever. And nobody cares. But y'all have all this smoke for JT. Not saying she doesn't deserve the smoke. But nobody has smoke for the non-black artists. And the non-black artists that do the same exact shit are actually allowed to fucking succeed and get #1 records. Now they be bought and paid for. And get Grammys and awards. They be bought and paid for. And get all this shit. And nobody cares. But as soon as we start talking about some black artists and black artists with black parents and black girls, they canceled. I mean, everybody can do whatever they want, but I feel it's a double standard. Kyrie, exactly. Are people shocked by the City Girls? Their image is about not caring and doing whatever they want. So degrading people is not shocking. The City Girls' whole image is being some gutter bitches. That's their image. And it's other bitches that are allowed to do a lot and be real ignorant with that type of image. It's just something to be mad about, to be honest. They're a bunch of damn complainers and crybabies. The Bronx rat is still here. Wrong is wrong, and JT was wrong, but I note the hesitation with others. Cardi could say the same stuff, and she's so real. The cancellations are hella selective. Fraudy did voodoo or something with these people. The colorism comments from JT just seem like self-hate to me. I don't think she should be demonized for that. Cardi was also blatantly transphobic and nobody cares. Cardi literally says that she hires trans girls to rape people and that she drugs and robs people. Cardi literally has an open felony case right now for sending goons to men to beat the shit out of some black girls. Cardi literally calls somebody's dead, a black woman's dead black child, a fucking monkey, and calls black girls monkeys and roaches. So I really don't want to hear nothing from people that go up in the club to Cardi and Meg. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. But y'all have a lot of smoke for ignorant ass JT, who is ignorant, but y'all pick and choose when you like your ignorance. And y'all love ignorance from non-black people. Fraudy just asked poor people if she should buy a $90,000 bag during a pandemic. And people were like, oh, it's her money. She could do whatever she wants. Okay, let's see that same type of grace extended to some other people. It's their Twitter. They can say whatever they want. Oops. People also be like, protect black women and black girl magic, but are eager to cancel a black woman. Child, when people say protect black women, they mean protect Megan Thee Stallion. That's it. I wish people would just say it and just leave it at that, because that's really what they mean. Like, it's been way too many black girls that I've seen getting shit on. Like, this JT situation is a prime example. I was reading a forum where they were talking about this whole JT situation, and somebody in there called JT a porch monkey. And they were like, I never liked this ignorant porch monkey. So you're mad that JT used colorist slurs or racial slurs. And so your response to that is to call her a porch monkey, which is a colorist, racist, misogynistic slur. Funny how that works. The math ain't mathin'. You guys talking about the early 2000s here. We're not going back to Ed Hardy, Sim. We're not going back to Ed Hardy. We're not going back to Ed Hardy. We're not going back to Ed Hardy. I also feel like people have a lot of, this is me personally, people have a lot of, again, like, people really pick and choose what they have smoke for. Like, they don't have smoke for people calling black Americans Akatas, which is a slur. They don't have smoke for none of them. They don't have smoke for the way that people talk about black Americans, but they sure do come up with a lot of heat for black Americans, a whole lot. Y'all, no, Ed Hardy is not going up in 2021. Ed Hardy is not coming back. Viva la Revolution 2021. Sean John is also making a comeback. I can't wait for the big white tees to come back. Oh, I see you guys talking about Letitia Wright. The mouse must have been like, no, after Letitia's tweets, because they're in enough trouble with Black Panther 2 after losing their lead actor. Yeah, Letitia Wright tweeted a whole bunch of QAnon shit. And now I want to talk about how she's deeply religious and da-da-da-da-da. Wasn't you deeply religious when you signed that contract? Like, girl, shut up. Hi, Ori. No, it's my same light. I'm just laying in a different way. What is going to happen during inauguration on January 20th? I'm expecting random paramilitary dudes with guns blazing as the worst thing to happen. I do think it's possible. I do think it's possible. My whole thing is like, Letitia, even if you truly held those beliefs, why would you feel so comfortable voicing something so controversial and potentially career killing so publicly? Because she's like a Jesus freak and she's trying to get out of her contract. That's why. That's the reason. She's trying to get them to drop her because she signed a contract so she can't leave. Let's see. I don't like that the Marvel cast was completely silent when people came for Letitia hard like that. I mean, what could they say? She was tweeting QAnon conspiracy theories. QAnon believes that, like, I don't know, Donald Trump is Jesus Christ or something. Like, she was literally tweeting QAnon conspiracy theories. Like, Letitia being exposed. Yeah, and it was like some trans stuff in there. She said a lot of wild stuff. The Hive for the win. The housing crisis is definitely being talked about. I'm not gonna attack JT too hard when it comes to self-hate. The rules are different as fuck. Hi, avant-garde ho. I'm not gonna ignore the same people calling JT all kinds of ugly 2 years ago. I've lived in the Bronx my entire life. Calling yourself or other people roaches is not a Bronx thing. Cardi is just anti-black. That's it. That's all. Hi, Jenny Bean. And she got a pass for it. And she's still here. And they're making her even bigger and bigger. They putting her on this political platform and shit. But motherfuckers got all the time in the world to talk about JT. Not to say that JT was right, because she was dead ass wrong. And I totally understand anybody that doesn't want to fuck with her anymore. But there's a double standard. Obviously, clearly. The internet honestly made me stop paying attention to celebs. They are hella ignorant. Life is an ever learning and growing experience. Thank you. There's definitely a double standard. Keep the same energy. Cardi could murder someone tomorrow and everyone would say she was just being real. The double standard is annoying. JT's from Miami, so I wasn't surprised by her comments. Right, 30 is young. 30 is young. You're an infant trying to lecture me on morality. It is true. Cardi is a roach, so she could say that about herself. Absurd. People really think life ends at 30. Like, people really think life ends at 30. Like, she's almost 30. Whoa, she's gonna die tomorrow, guys. She's elderly. You could be a 30-year-old black brat. Sincere, I'm 31. I'm not old. If anything, getting older has taught me I really know nothing. She has issues. Azalea has issues. Now apparently JT has issues, but I don't care. I'm not canceling. JT is gonna JT. We know what type of energy it is. 30 is not old. JT is literally the same age as me. Literally, life is just starting. Kids really don't know what 30 actually looks like, especially now. Y'all think JT's tweets are bad. Wait until y'all find out what SZA was doing on Tumblr. I followed SZA's career since day one. I remember SZA on Tumblr. All the shit that she used to say and do, all the lies. Like, I personally think SZA's a bad person, but that's neither here nor there. When Kyla Pratt turned 30, everyone was like, OMG, she doesn't look 30. Like, huh? People really think 30 is elderly. That's what I mean. I feel like social media has also reached a tipping point where maybe there's more obviously this is like related to what site you're on, but I also think social media is starting to reach a tipping point where there's more young people than old people. I think Facebook still has like a lot of old people, but a lot of social media I think is reaching a tipping point where there's like a lot of young people. And when I say young people, I mean like actual children, like 13, 14, 15, 16. I consider, like, I personally consider a teenager a kid. Even an 18-year-old, even a 19-year-old, you can't even drink. Like, you are a child, like, in a lot of ways. So I feel like it's really weird now that you have people that are in this age range of 14 to 19 that really don't know anything about life, that are now critiquing certain concepts. And that's not to say that young people can't know about shit, because young people have always driven movements and shit like that from the beginning. But social media really upends the social contract in a lot of ways. I was just reading something the other day and somebody was like, the United States is fucked, and probably the whole world, because of social media. Because social media doesn't work when you have people that don't understand the basic social contract of our society, which kids do not understand. People that don't understand basic civics, people that don't like, people just don't, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. Like, when you're 19, like, you don't know shit. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But, like, you just don't know shit. You just don't know. You just haven't been alive long enough. So, and even younger than that, like, this fucking Janae Aiko shit that's going around right now. Janae Aiko made a fucking public statement on Twitter saying she's not going to be saying the N-word anymore because she's less black than a half black person. Like, bitch, just say you're not black and keep it moving. You're a fucking blackfish. We know. You've been blackfishing. Like, she's like, oh, I'm less black than a half black person, and it makes people uncomfortable, so I'm not going to say the N-word anymore. I left a comment on a page on Instagram. All I wrote was, she's a blackfish. She's been blackfishing for years, and she knows it. It's little kids, children, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds that want to argue, that want to be like, no this, no that. Block. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna engage with you. You're a child. You're a literal kid. You don't even know what you're fucking talking about. And you shouldn't be talking to grown adults on social media anyway. That shit's weird. Social media as a whole is a weird ass place because of this mixing of like kids and adults in a lot of ways. And there's a lot of fucking children that are wielding all this social power and are not even mature enough to grasp life. Like, I just don't. That's just how I feel. Like, and that's just how I feel about that. Like, I just feel like everybody has to like make up personally for themselves how they feel about all these things. Not that young people can't have some wisdom, but even the most gifted young minds are still a reflection of their age. True wisdom comes with experience. Forgiveness is based on shade and pigment. Like, and people really out here trying to argue that Janae Aiko was black when she herself is like, I'm not black. I'm less black than a half black person. That means that Janae Aiko is less black than Doja Cat. Like, but people try to like still argue just because they like her shitty ass, annoying ass music. And that's another example of a hypocrite and a double standard, because Janae Aiko has said horrible things on Twitter too, and nobody cares. Oh wow, she doesn't have no fucking visibly black fucking parents. She's not a dark-skinned black bitch. Wow. Wow. It's funny. It's funny how we decide who to cancel. It's funny. Also, I guess 30 is old for white people and white standards. I've never looked at a black person who was 30 and thought they were over 25. Hi, Leo, myself. Kim K was doing it too. She's done a lot of shit wrong and people still stand her. Right? What JT said was wrong, full stop. But folks don't care about Cardi or Camila Cabello's racist asses. Camila Cabello is Camila Cabello is about to be Cinderella. And she had a whole racist ass Tumblr posting fucking racist fried chicken memes and shit. Like, and nobody fucking cares. Bieber literally harmonized the N-word and still has a career. People dig through these old K-pop artists' old tweets and see them posting blackface and saying racist shit, and they get a pass. Right? Avant-garde ho, let's settle the conversation. People are anti-black, and that's that. JT literally went to jail for scamming. I knew what I was getting myself into when I hit that like button on her. Right? Like, who do people think JT is? Like, who do y'all think she is? This is another example of people liking this hood shit only up to a certain point as well. Like, JT's a fucking hood booger. She's a fucking gutter snipe, same as Cardi. Somehow people love this type of behavior when it's coming from Cardi, the non-black bitch. But all of a sudden, when it's coming from the black bitch, it's totally unacceptable. I mean, and like, I do think what she said was unacceptable, but I think that what Cardi said was fucking unacceptable too. I wonder who did Cardi's root work. Cardi is a demon child. People have selective memory and always will. General public. For real, Cardi literally said, I'll hire a trans sex worker because I know my man will kill her when he finds out she's trans. Yeah, she was literally like setting people up to be in dangerous situations. And people love it. People loved it. They didn't care. Everything Cardi's done, yet I still see folks bumping WAP or using clips of Cardi, talking about her music, but still hate other black women. Make it make sense. Then yeah, it's whack. Gen Z always talking about, can you believe she's only 15 and does insert normal human activity? They call out age because they are defined by theirs. When they say protect black women, they mean a certain type of black woman and or the ones that they like. I have screenshots of all the tweets of what motherfuckers were saying about JT 2 years ago, making fun of her dark skin, her lips, and all her black features. Yeah, I saw how Azalea Banks dragged the Shade Room, and she was absolutely right, World Lover. She was like, this bitch that runs the Shade Room is a fucking Nigerian that has a problem with black Americans that does nothing but post filth all day, and people love it, and nobody fucking cares. Like, really miss me with the fake outrage. They have heat for BAs. People also pay very close attention to us and what we say or do, but white and non-blacks get ignored or get forgiven. Nigerians were heated by what Azealia said. People really called JT everything but a child of God. I mean, she was wrong, but they couldn't wait to pick her apart. It was vicious and racist. Sarah's gonna have a civil war against Ed Hardy. We are not bringing back Ed Hardy. If I see somebody wearing one of them Ed Hardy tattoo sleeves, I will leave. I will leave the planet. I will really be like, where is the fucking spaceship? It's the anti-blackness jumping out. Disgusting comments about JT. Going into 2021 and the definition of real is still very backwards for non-black artists, and Cardi especially. Anybody else black is attacked for doing and saying the same things that Cardi did, and she's praised. All the smoke for black Americans, but Nigerians have no smoke for what's going on in their home country. Yeah, that's what Azalea Banks said. Azalea called out the Shade Room because they posted her doing root work and practicing her religion, and Azalea put pressure on how the owner hasn't talked about SARS or done anything for Nigeria. Letitia needs to come out the closet. That's her real problem, and I think she's acting out because of that. I've seen a lot of people saying that, World Lover. They think she's gay, and that's why she became a Jesus freak. She's trying to pray the gay away. Letitia has had a crisis of faith. Sorry if that's considered offensive. I don't know. I don't know what the kids consider offensive nowadays. Lots of other evangelical Christians think the same as Letitia. Why does she want to get out of her contract even after the success of the first movie? She wants to get out of her contract because she feels like Disney is evil, which they are. Like, the mouse is evil. But you knew that when you signed the contract. Like, she's like, oh, that the things that they're doing goes against her faith and goes against her religion, and that Hollywood is like a godless place because she's one of these QAnon people. And the weird thing about QAnon, this is the weird thing about QAnon. Like, Letitia Wright is one of these QAnon people that believes that, like, Hollywood is, like, and, like, the left is, like, ran by, like, pedophiles and stuff like that. And the thing about it is, like, there are a lot of fucking pedophiles in Hollywood. But, like, Donald Trump is not, like, an angel of like, they believe that Donald Trump is, like, Jesus or something. That, like, Donald Trump is, like, an angel of heaven with like a sword of fire that's like come down to like destroy Hollywood and the Democrats and the liberals, to like destroy this like pedophile ring. And Letitia Wright is like one of them QAnon people, and she's like this Jesus freak evangelical Christian. So now she's trying to get out of her Disney contract because of all this like QAnon pedophile stuff, but she can't quit. She's trying to get them to fire her. Right, Savannah, a Jesus freak and you working with Disney. How'd that work? How does that work? Make it make sense. I watched this interview of Letitia where she was discussing Christianity in her church, and it was borderline cult-like, very scary stuff. Yeah, she's like, what's her name that just got put in to the Supreme Court? Can't even think of her name now. Amy Coney Barrett. She's like one of them types. Letitia Wright. She's like a Jesus person. Like, you know. Twitter is mean. It is not a place for people to be nice to you. Go to Instagram if you want people to be nice to you. Azealia Banks also talks about how the Shade Room specifically targets BAs to invite people to comment bad things about us while ignoring the problems of their own countries, which was absolutely true. QAnons think Trump will save America. Letitia's trying to get dropped. I swear. I don't want war, but I think we need it. It's a pandemic. They ain't finna blow their bag for Shuri. Hi, Tiana. The head of Shade Room doesn't even care about her own Nigerian people, but stay in Black American business. Wow, right. Wow, how they keep shooting Cardi Bale, but other people get thrown away. Let's see. Where's the grace for actual Black women? Where is it? Where is it? It's the Black American hate. It's Logan's Run up in here. Cardi almost literally had a woman murdered. She had women beat up by grown men. It could have ended way worse. People don't care. 30 is deaf, not old. SZA just used to lie about everything on Tumblr and say horrible things. And then when people called her out on it, she always threatened to sick her lawyers on people. And she said a lot of colorist shit too. Janae Aiko also said depression is a mindset and not real. Yeah, she did. She said that people that are depressed, it's their own fault because they're not vibrating on a frequency that's high enough. But nobody cared. Everybody was like, man, Janae Aiko, she's so deep. She's such a deep hippie. Like, it's a clear double standard. Yeah, SZA gives big airhead vibes. Fraudy used to drug men, rape them, and rob them. People excused it. SZA also said, I don't want my kids to be gay. She just lies for no reason. I feel too old for a lot of stuff already. I remember I found it interesting how City Girls gets all this hate for the same thing Cardi does. The City Girls were always more authentic. People can't take it because they're Black girls. They hate them instead. A lot of young people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, especially on Twitter, they just jump on the woke popular thing to say. You know, there are some 9 and 10-year-olds lying about their ages on social media too. Social media is a junior high school echo chamber. Y'all think Summer Walker and JT are bad. If you knew even the tip of the iceberg with SZA, people will fall out. It's definitely selective outrage. The Gen Z kids do not understand anything. Teaching with smiles. Appropriate name for that comment. The older I get, the more I know how much I don't know. And that's really true. Like, that's really a true statement. Like, you think you know it all. And then the older you get and the more you learn and the more you grow and the more you expand, like life is supposed to be a learning process. That's how I feel anyway. You ain't even been around the block yet. Yeah, that's what Janae Aiko said. Someone on Twitter went viral, said Janae Aiko was as black as Halsey and she blocked them over it. I personally don't really believe that Halsey has a black father, but if Halsey really does have a black father, then she is more black than Janae Aiko. Like, and Janae Aiko been posted, like she posted her DNA results on Twitter like a few years ago. And them shit said that she was only 30% black, and everybody just like, let it slide. Nobody said anything. All voices are valuable regardless of age, but finish puberty before lecturing on what you don't understand. Social media needs age restrictions, like the same apps, but add a feature where you can only follow people in your age group. I agree. When I reflect on my 19-year-old self, I had so much to learn. Hi, Minako. Janae could have just stayed quiet and not used the N-word. What is the basic social contract of our society, though? Like, no decorum. I would say that prior to the rise of social media, one of the basic social construct is that I don't actively try to harm you. You don't actively try to harm me. Now, obviously, I'm not including white people. Let me remove them. I'm talking about like, you know, like our communities. I feel like the basic social construct previously was I don't try to harm you, you don't try to harm me. So let's say Whitney Houston, Nippy, who I love, stand to this day. Like Nippy was hooked on drugs, right? But it was sort of like, you know, people were trying to get her help, but people was not trying to like publicly embarrass her, you know, like out in public. Nowadays, this is why I said I don't know if it's like that the Gen Z is like negative. Like they come from this place of I want to hurt you. I want to harm you. I'm going to dig through your social media and specifically look for shit so that I can derail your career and end you. I'm going to make a fake page so that I can fucking harass you. Kind of we were talking about with how I've said I feel like people want certain celebrities to kill themselves. Like I'm going to make a fake page. I'm going to make numerous fake pages where I could sit on your page every day and say horrible things to you and then be like, it's funny, I'm trolling. Like, that violates the basic social construct of I'm not gonna harm you, you're not gonna harm me. They come from a place of I want to hurt you, I want to harm you, I want to destroy you, actually. I want to destroy everything you're trying to build, actually. I want you to die, actually. And then when these people and these fucking, you know, these YouTubers and these gamers, you know, these young people too, kill themselves and shit. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Like, nah. I always thought Jean was at least half black. My bad. That's what she wanted you to believe. That's why she's a fucking blackfish. Just like Bruno Mars. These people know. They know. People are so quick to argue with children. Like, why? What is the point? What is to be gained here? There's a teen shade room page. That shit blew my mind. I remember when I was a kid, I wasn't even allowed to be online because of predators and stranger danger. Jean never identified as black. She identified as a girl. Someone said Janae Aiko cosplays as a black person, and I never forgot about it. She does. She be wearing afro wigs, and, you know, she be putting these braids and stuff in her hair. But she's not black. She's not even 50% black. Like, by her own admission. By her own admission. Jean knew she wasn't black, and she knew she shouldn't have been saying the N-word. Those are such good points about social media. This youth culture is toxic and needs to die already. There's no transition for kids anymore. My house had a family computer, and I had a flip phone until like 15. These kids have access to everything at 10. These kids are aging too quickly. They're not even getting a childhood. They're automatically adults on social media. Hi, alien baby. Some kids can be gifted or mature for their age, but experience is experience. South Korea just recently stopped doing blackface. I've come to the terms with the fact that a lot of folks are full of shit out here. Camilla couldn't even defend Armani when she was getting attacked by her fan base. She probably had a fake account to attack her too, but everybody let it go. I'm turning 30 next week. Hi, Latafita, and I feel as though I'm finally capable of accomplishing my goals and maintaining meaningful relationships. These kids can't actually function in the world. It's so weird. It's so weird. Azalea was correct. People love the filth of the shade room. Like, people love the filth of the shade room, but then they'll be like, and they love the filth of Cardi, and they love the filth of certain people. But then when it comes to, like, other artists, they don't like it. And normally the other artists be Black Americans. Azalea gives the best drag. She hit the nail on the head. No, Deb the Wise. Where is the nearest exit, Trey? No. Honestly, seeing Black people turn 30 is a beautiful thing. People forget we're losing Black kids under 30 every day, so I'll always be here to celebrate Black people aging gracefully. I agree. And I also think that that's a part of, like, this conversation we're having too. Like, a lot more Black kids every single year are committing suicide. And, like, the social media is a part of that as well. This, like, vicious behavior and this shit being seen as normal. Yeah. Somebody said Angela Bassett gonna have to be the next Black Panther. It's like half true. That's how the cults get you. Yeah, like, some of the shit be true, but then some of the shit is not true. There's a grain of truth behind most conspiracy theories. It's just hard to suss out the truth because a lot of the info bearers are dumb. And people really can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not real anymore. And especially when you're young. Like, if you're 14 and 13 and you're on the internet, do you really have a sense of reality? Do you really, like, have a sense of reality? Hi, Kylo. Yes, I went to TBI in Texas, and they genuinely believe that Trump was sent by God. The pastor came and everything and said he had a vision before he was president. Yes, like, these people really believe that Trump is, like, a Christ-like figure. The anti-Blackness is very much anti-Black American specifically. Very much. It's very much become that. Very much it's become that. Fraudy cut a girl's face and people don't care. Oops. It's all anti-Black American. People think money is a measure of morality. Janae Aiko is weird. People think that Cardi keeping it real is admirable and will give her a pass, but not a dark-skinned Black woman. Sis's freckles were not real. Please, please, no. Hi, Janae. Hi, Justin. Yes, Kalani is another one, too. I'm 35 and still learning and unlearning. Congratulations, Warren. You're 35. It's like a good, one of those landmark ages. Hi, Diego. We're just chatting. I'm already on Clubhouse. Keep making. I just never use it. Those age restrictions on apps can easily be surpassed. I know a lot of tweens who lie about their ages on social media. People joke about Whitney even now. I hate it. Right, Owen. It's a prank. Hi, Cora G. People legit want folks to kill themselves. They are empty vessels. I think social media is having a very dark impact on Gen Z, and it's only going to get worse with the next generations. Imagine your whole identity is trolling. Gen Z are a bunch of doomers. They're all negative because they intrinsically know how bad things are in the grand scheme of things, but they're too young. They don't understand the reasons why. That's a great analysis, Jennifer. Elvis was on drugs too, but his legacy seems to be just fine. But to this day, people still don't let up on Whitney. Gen Z has a very cult-like mindset and they love public persecution. It's very weird. Gen Z seems like they would bring back the stocks, like lock him in the stocks and let's throw tomatoes at him, like that type shit. Gen Z seems like they want to bring back the guillotine where you cut motherfuckers' heads off in public and we go watch and shit. Like they really like that shit. Like they really have a taste for that shit. It's very weird. Doomers, OMG. Kalani is not fucking black. No. Kalani's not black. Kalani's father is half black and half native or something like that. And her mom is like half native and half Mexican, which makes her like a Janae Aiko type. Like the bitch isn't even 50% black. She's like 25% black. And she's mostly Mexican and native. Right, exactly, Ashley. Kalani's parent, right, like, no. These kids run social media. If they kicked them off, half of social media would not exist. I didn't have social media until 18. That was my decision. Even when I was young, I found it weird that my friends had MySpace accounts and Facebook accounts. I think the kids younger than Gen Z are not on social media as much, but unfortunately with Gen Z, people didn't know what the consequences would be. Yes, I agree with that as well, Avant-Garde Ho. There's a lot of literature out there actually on like, is Gen Z gonna be like a lost generation? Like lost to social media? They tried to say the Shade Room girl is Black American too, just because she grew up in America, and that we're too blinded by xenophobia to see her as such. Both her parents are Nigerian. That bitch Nigerian. Goodbye. Bye. People love filth from non-black folks. That's it. Our black skin makes us already filthy to folks, so we can never act up or make mistakes. Abolish Twitter. Abolish the Shade Room. Abolish media takeout, etc. That's why I like using the label black, DACS, descendant of American chattel slavery. It's too specific for just anyone to use. I think it's pretty sad that people don't want to age. The anti-Black American and the anti-Black American male stuff is turning intense. It's been intense. It's been intense. I was just talking to some people about this in Instagram DMs. I was like, this is the problem ultimately. The problem is not having accurate representation across the board. That's really the problem. So instead of discussing the problem on how do we get more accurate representation, how do we dismantle colorism, how do we dismantle anti-Black American sentiments, how do we dismantle all this stuff, instead of having those conversations, people are just like picking groups. Or just like, like the Black American males are the problem, or the Black Americans are the problem, the Black American culture is the problem, or this is the problem, and that's the problem. Instead of being like, no, the problem is that, number one, we're all different. We have a very limited category of quote unquote blackness. We're all black, we're all exactly the same idea of Pan-Africanism that's been pushed for a really long time. And now you have people that are like, no, we're not all the same. Some of us are biracial. Some of us are Black Americans. Some of us are this. Some of us are that. We're not all the same. And there's like a very intense, like whirlwind around these ideas and these sentiments. Like very intense. For me personally, biracials and foreign blacks are exactly the same to me. So it's very funny to me to see people acting like, oh, we just gonna get rid of like all the biracials and that's gonna be the end of the problem with accurate representation. I feel like biracials and foreign blacks are exactly the same. We can get rid of all the biracials tomorrow and there will be dark-skinned foreign blacks waiting to still slide into that representation for Black Americans. So why should I look at them any different than the biracials? Like, I'm Black American first. Like, either you with me as a Black American or you're against me, period. So I just feel like people don't want to have those conversations about like what the real issues and the real problems are, because they're very hard conversations to have, you know? Which is why I really appreciated what Azalea Banks said about the Shade Room. Trevante Rhodes should be Black Panther. I had a whole debate about why I don't listen because of the appropriation of Black American culture. My friend wasn't getting it, but at the same time, she was so quick to cancel JT. Like, anybody that keeps on bumping JT and City Girls, I don't listen to them. So again, I have no dog in this fight. I don't care. I do not care. Because people still listen to, again, they listen to K-pop, they listen to Cardi B, they listen to Drake, they listen to all types of people. They're going to still listen to Janae Aiko, who's only fucking 25% Negro. But they have all the smoke for the dark-skinned Black girl. You know, hey, I'm constantly reevaluating, confronting my previous dogmas and viewpoints, because I know at any given moment a monkey wrench can get thrown in and distort my entire framework of what I thought I knew. We're all at a different part of our journey. I still think John David Washington would kill it as the recast T'Challa. As soon as Whitney started to slip, they were relentless with the jokes. I'm 35. You're 35 too, Jennifer? Congratulations. And still very much in a kid mindset most days, still learning and love learning, and I'm not afraid to say I don't know stuff instead of pretending like I know everything. I used to lie about my age on all the gay dating sites, was a whole teenager. It was easy, even back then. They do. They want to bring back the stocks and the guillotine. And Gen Z really thinks they're the unproblematic generation. They're the most problematic of all. They'll bring back gladiators and make niggas fight to the death for their entertainment. They love snuff. Gen Z wants to stone people. Hi! Thank you, AMA Gaming. If there was one thing my mom drilled into me religious-wise, I do believe that people are roving about like lions seeking to devour. Francesca. Gen Z reminds me of the teens from Batman Beyond, just demented and needing therapy. You make Gen Z sound like Lord of the Flies. A lot of them are. Not all, because I think a lot of Gen Z are really cool and smart and aware. But it seems like the ones that are really cool and smart and aware are being overtaken by the ones that, you know, that want to bring back the stocks and the guillotine. When I was 14, I was still very much a kid, like nowhere even close to grown. When I was 14, I was emotionally closer to 12 and 16. Can't imagine being on social media at that age. Negative things also circle faster, so that's why social media is a swamp. I was today years old when I also found out that Danny Lee wasn't an Afro-Latina. Neither of her parents are Black, and she uses spray tanners. Gen Z wants to see mutilated heads on a pike. I'm very tired of people using light skin and biracial interchangeably. Like, I'm also getting really tired of people using biracial and mixed race interchangeably. Like, Janae Aiko is mixed race, but she is not biracial. I also think that's another thing. These young kids are trying to have these conversations about complex ideas, and they're just not mature enough to like, and you know what, but like motherfucking grown-ups too, like, because there's a lot of fucking adults that are also not mature enough to like understand the complexity of like these ideas. Like, Janae Aiko is mixed race because she has two mixed race parents, but she's not biracial. Biracial is having two parents that are two different races. Like, I've seen too many people be like, well, Janae Aiko is mixed race, that means she's biracial. No, that's not what, no, stop it. Like, and every biracial person is not light-skinned, and every light-skinned person is not biracial. Like, all these concepts are not interchangeable. Just like race, ethnicity, and nationality are not interchangeable. Like, people are not even mature enough. And yet they're having all these fucking conversations on social media. Social media, I've been thinking about this too. As somebody that's on social media and on YouTube and stuff, I also am starting to really feel like social media is no longer the appropriate vehicle for a lot of these ideas and concepts, because people just can't, the nuance, something on the nuance and the complexity is being lost. It's real, it's different. It's different. It's different now in 2020 than it was in 2016. It's definitely different than it was in 2014 when I started. You shut the internet down and these trolls and these dark humor kids will lose their mind. Gen Z labels everything as toxic when they are the most toxic generation, lacking empathy, reason, and common sense. They definitely lack empathy. But I also kind of feel like in a lot of ways it's not their fault, because like imagine being 10 years old and seeing shit like Walter Scott getting shot in the back and like Mike Brown's body and stuff like that. Like they're probably sociopaths. Like they really don't feel anything. I don't know if that's rude to say. I don't mean it in like a shady way. I really mean it. Also, can we talk about how parents make a living off posting their kids all over social media? No telling the long-term effects that's going to leave on a generation either. Yeah, that's just weird too. Like, people posting their babies as soon as they born. Literally, from the hospital. Did that need to be posted on Instagram? Like, I was just talking about this with somebody. I was like, I could not imagine having a digital record. That's what it is. I could not imagine having a digital record of my whole entire life from literally the day I was born, posted on the internet without my consent, because my parents started posting pictures of me on fucking Instagram and shit from the minute I was born. Y'all know how I feel about my privacy. It's bad enough they didn't get my consent before I was even born on this planet. I already feel some type of way about motherfuckers did not get my consent before they brought me onto this fucked up earth. But that's a whole nother conversation. But imagine, like, you're not about to have a whole entire digital record of me. I feel like that should be made illegal. Like, I know some people feel like that's extreme. You guys know I've gotten into real life arguments with friends about them posting their kids and stuff online. But, I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's appropriate at all. Hi, Chariot Man Gaming. I also feel like the anti-Black American mindset is a misdirect so that the other Blacks don't have to deal with the intense racism. I connect with biracials that are half Black American rather than foreign Blacks. I do too. I personally do as well. Which I've said. That's just me. No, biracial. You see, Owen just put, the thing is, what does biracial mean? Like, biracial, you have people that are saying if you have a white ancestor, you're biracial. Like, how? No, this is what I'm saying. You have people that don't even know what these words mean, but they're writing whole dissertations and threads on Twitter disseminating false information that now all these fucking people are reading. Biracial just means you have two parents that are of a different race. That's it. That's what biracial is. That's what biracial is. You have a white parent or a Black parent. You have a Black parent or a Filipino parent, like Sweetie. You have a fucking Mexican parent and a Filipino parent. You just have two, which that's nationality, not race, but we're not even going there. You have two parents of a different race. That's it. That's biracial. That's biracial. And transracial is when a child of a different race is adopted by parents of a different race. Like when these white people adopt these Black babies, that is a transracial adoption. These are words that have meanings. Like, and people are just like making shit up. Like, if you have a white grandparent, you're biracial. The word has a meaning. Like, that's not what it means. Just like when folks were like, I'm happy Journey is in Lovecraft Country, but colorism. Right. And for me, I felt like the dark-skinned sister shouldn't have been there because she's fucking Nigerian. So how can we have a conversation about this? And that's where the social media is no longer really the appropriate vehicle for these conversations, because you have people that are coming from too different of a perspective. Because some, you know, you have people that are not Black Americans that are like, well, they don't feel Journey is appropriate because she's light skinned and mixed, biracial. And then you have other people like me that's like, well, I don't think that her fucking sister should have been there because even though she's dark skinned, she's a fucking British Nigerian. She's not an American. This is something that's supposed to be about American racism specifically. She shouldn't be there. Journey is just fine there. So how are we supposed to sit on social media and have a conversation about that? People who are only ever socialized around white people or are non-Americans be leading these convos. They tried to cancel Megan today because she said yellow girls. They thought that meant Asian. And that's another thing. Like, you have people that are, again, not Black Americans that are having these conversations. Oh, Lovecraft Country is messed up because they put Journey. No, you're not even American. You don't even understand the context of the show. Shut the fuck up. I don't know anything about anything. That's why I have a problem with labeling myself, and everything else I'm just figuring it out. People are stealing whole blueprints from Jodeci and Destiny's Child and then trying to hold K-pop against Black culture. Gen Z are just extreme. Like, they are either extremely smart, extremely nice, or extremely demonic. Gen Z is angels and demons. Do y'all think that amongst the younger generations like Gen Z, there's an uptick in psychopathy? Yes, because of social media. I would say yes. Yes. I hate how they did Whitney, especially Wendy Williams. She was so cruel. Right. That's why I say that there's a violation of the social contract. Because social media encourages like this cruel psychopathic behavior as normal. Normal. It really does seem like the ethics have gone down. Some Gen Z are aware. Some Gen Z, the aware ones, don't like other Gen Z, which is normal to have generational divide. Words have meaning, Kyrie. Words have meaning. No, that's why I said, Natalia, I was like, it's not just young kids. It's not. It's not. It's not. People are ignorant. It's not. Natalia, you just said it. Hi, Diego. I think social media makes a lot of people think they know more than they do. Reading about and watching others' experiences somehow equals them having those experiences as well. Not only are they not mature, they don't even understand the vocabulary they be having these discussions with. Yes, like, no understanding but want to argue you down. And then when you be like, that's not even what biracial means. I literally had to fucking say this to somebody just the other day about fucking Janae Aiko. Because they were like, Janae Aiko is biracial. I was like, no, she's not. I was like, she's mixed race, but she's not biracial. Biracial is when you have two parents that are of a different race. That's not what Janae Aiko is. And I had to like really break it down. I was like, and you can Google her DNA results because she posted them publicly because we overshare everything. And you can like even see. And then what do? They block me. Biracial is literally in the name. Bi means two. Race, racial. What's not clicking? Yes, conversations online are not nuanced at all. Some people also cannot separate fact and opinion. Hi, Janae. It's been that way. People lack nuance. Maybe it should be discussed on the radio or something. I met a biracial Black person who had deep brown skin and like 3A, 3B type hair. Biracials don't all look the same. 2014 to now, it's been a wild ride. People can't have intelligent conversations anymore. On social media, no one has to prove who they are. So you don't even know who you're actually having a conversation with. Really though, really, from the hospital, after birth, still on the baby, and the first thing you do is take a picture for the gram? That's so extreme to me. Gen Z grew up in a post 9/11 global terrorism world. Can't blame them. People be making accounts for their children and speaking as the children. It's getting very weird. Also, people really don't understand that biracial people come in all shades and hair textures. People call Beyonce mixed as well. I feel like the end game and I've said this, I feel like the end game with a lot of this conversation is to say that Black Americans are mixed, not Black, and so that other Black people in the diaspora can become like the face of pure Blackness. This is really what I feel is the end game with a lot of these conversations. This is really where I feel like this is headed. People could be like, well, Black Americans have this admixture because of slavery, so they're not really Black. That's where I feel like this is going. And I think a lot of people are not thinking about it. And I think that that's also why so many of these conversations are now being led by non-Black people and foreign Blacks. That's the goal. It's a concentrated effort. Like, that is the goal. Nobody could change my mind. Bye, Kylo. It can get very creepy. I would be livid if there were pictures and videos of baby and kid me on the internet. I get heated even thinking about it. Posting your kid should be illegal. It's a violation. The digital record you mentioned reminds me of Robin Williams and Final Cut. Laws should be put in place on what you can post for children's safety. Since we've normalized snuffing out Black people on camera constantly on social media, Gen Z barely had a choice to be desensitized to it. People posting George Floyd's death on Twitter with no warning. Yeah, I just think that their gen is getting fucked up. I don't mind a few pics on rare occasions, but you should be taking pictures and putting them in a photo album. Social media is not your family photo album. Yeah, baby in the little plastic pan, nude, some of the afterbirth still stuck on their skin, plastered all over IG and Facebook. And if you say something about it, they be like, well, oh, you trying to like, I have a right to like post this, or you trying to like, we're trying to like normalize birth. And like, I get that, you know, you try to normalize birth and titties and breastfeeding and stuff like that. But like, I really don't need to see your baby covered in afterbirth. That's just not something that I want to see. That's just not something that I want to see. And again, I do also think about the ramifications of creating this digital record of your child. Culture and ethnicity usually precedes race. I feel like when I become a parent, social media is going to get an ultrasound pic, 1 month, 1 year, birthday, holiday pictures of my child at most. Man, if I get pregnant, I'm not going to say nothing. Y'all going to have to beat it out of me. Y'all going to be like, damn, Serenula, you getting fat. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm getting real fat, y'all. I just been eating. It's, you know, I just been eating. And then somebody going to like, be like, what's that belly? I'm gonna be like, what belly? That's a food baby. Like, y'all gonna have to drag it out of me. Y'all gonna have to really drag it out of me. I'm gonna pop up like 5 years later, like, yeah, I had a kid. You guys caught me. I think it's the way that modern media packages brutalization that's making Gen Z heartless. Generations before us literally watched people get lynched and still had empathy. Biracial, literally 2 races. People don't get it. I don't even want my face all over social media like that, let alone the babies. What do they think the bi and biracial stands for? That's the reason why I don't post my nieces or nephew online. Their parents barely post them, so I'm definitely not. They understand bisexual, right? Bi equals 2. They think bisexual is code for gay as well. Like, people really don't know what words mean, but then they want to sit online all day and act like they're having these like deep conversations. No, the fuck you're not. It is weird how the African diaspora is blaming Black Americans for colorism when Black Americans don't bleach their skin compared to the Caribbean, Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. We talked about this during another live stream. Like I said, they're trying to make Black Americans the problem. They're trying to make our culture the problem. They're trying to make us the problem, so that ultimately they can push us out and sort of like take our place in terms of the hypervisibility of our Blackness on a global scale. That's what's happening. That's really what I think. I really feel like it's disrespectful and inappropriate to have family vlogs that use their children for clout before the kids can even spell consent. I really don't know. Keep making. I really don't know. I really don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore. I like Keep Making said, do you feel like YouTube is an appropriate place to have these conversations? And I really don't know. This is why I've been really enjoying, since COVID, doing live streams mostly, because it's like, you know, we can talk live in real time. We can have a conversation. I know I like lag behind the comments, but you know, I just don't know. I just don't know anymore. I really don't. My older sister and cousins on my mother's side are dark skinned and could have played that part in Lovecraft Country. Dark skinned Black Americans exist. That's my problem, Marcy. People think dark skinned Black Americans don't exist. They think that either all Black Americans are light skinned or biracial, or they think that for a dark skin role they have to get a foreign Black. Like, we're still not being accurately represented on either side. So it's really funny to me to see people trying to make like biracial people like the problem, like as if foreign Blacks are not doing the exact same thing. Like, everybody's the fucking problem. The problem is we don't have enough representation for Blackness. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem. We're all different and we don't have enough representation for all the multifaceted elements of fucking Blackness, which I've been saying since like 2017. That's the fucking problem. People just want what makes them feel good. They don't want to be uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, I'll always choose a Black American biracial over a fully Black foreigner. I'm sure they would do the same. This reminds me of Outsiders talking about the one drop rule. I totally agree, World Lover. And I've seen somebody else say that too. Somebody else was like, a lot of these foreign Blacks and these fucking Caribbeans and these West Africans and these Black Brits are getting a lot of Black Americans on their side and turning against the Black American biracials. But when the fucking end game comes, all these fucking Nigerians and these Caribbeans and these foreign Blacks and shit are not going to be hiring Black Americans for anything. They're going to be going with their own. They're not going to care. Wow, they tried to cancel Megan because she said yellow girls. Child, stay out of Black American business if you don't know the language. They try to do the same thing to Flo Milli. Flo Milli has a line, something like, got a yellow bitch with me, we bumblebee, because like she's dark skinned. So it's like a stripe. And they were like, what is that? What does that mean? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't know what it means. Journey, while light-skinned and biracial, is also visibly Black. It's a difference. They need to stay out of our business. People have no understanding but will argue you down and then block. Natalia, I'm so embarrassed that you had to explain this. Thank you. I've been arguing with people about calling mixed and biracial people light-skinned for years. They definitely did block me. I knew a lot of Gen Zers were detached when that video surfaced of the young girl who killed her sister in a car crash and filmed the whole incident on live. I did not watch. Don, it's a BA thing. It's not a valid argument. For decades, I came to the internet. Hi, Ali Oxenfree. For decades, I came to the internet to escape, to learn, to release and relax, and to get inspired. 2019 was the first year I had to get off the internet to do that. RIP. Right. That's how I feel too, Ali Oxenfree. Like, for a long time, I do think that the internet and the social media and stuff was like a really good place to have these type of conversations, but I don't think it is anymore. And I don't know if it's because of like the Trump effect. I don't know what changed, but something changed. Something changed. Something changed. Half of Gen Z get their talking points from Twitter, and it's embarrassingly obvious. They couldn't block the facts, so they blocked her. I grew up watching Journey play in Eve's Bayou. She looks like my Louisiana family. I don't think foreigners should get to say what a Black American family is allowed to look like. Our family history is more complex. And I've seen people literally be like, oh, biracials have a different look and a different phenotype because of their admixture, and so do Black Americans. And they're like, the biracials are not Black, and neither are the Black Americans. The Black Americans are mutts, so they're not Black. And I think a lot of people are really not making that connection as to like what the grand scheme is with a lot of these conversations. That's part of what it is too. Younger gens have the ability to block out the truth or things they don't agree with. They've been allowed to feel like they avoid L's through tech. And I do feel like Black Americans, let me also say this before I keep going down the comments, I do feel like Black Americans phenotypically look different than continental Africans. I do. We look different. We look different. We are different. But I wish a motherfucker would tell me that I'm not black. We gonna have to fight. It has to be more nuanced than how it is now. They want to Columbus all the rhetoric and effort around blackness in America. I'll be damned if a non-black American tries to tell me about some anti-black racism in this country. It's definitely an effort to get us out of here, especially when reparations are on the table. No, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the moon lamp. I heard a theory about personality disorders going up in Gen Z because of the different personalities they have to upkeep online in real life. I've heard about that too. I also read something just today that said that some psychiatrists and psychologists and sociologists are pushing to make some addendums to some of the personality disorders because they feel like social media is like also contributing to people not being able to like separate, like people not being able to separate their real life from the internet and like constantly reading stuff that like constantly makes them feel. So they were talking about victimization. So like if you're constantly on Fox News all day and you're reading like whatever, pick something, like pick something. Donald Trump is Jesus and he's coming down with like the sword of fire to like end the pedophile ring in Hollywood. And you are a disenfranchised white American and you're a victim. You're going to develop, like, it's like a confirmation bias. Like, you're going to develop certain tendencies that they feel like are, what's the word I want? Parallel to if you had a narcissistic personality disorder or a borderline personality disorder. That shit is scary. Like, social media is really having an impact. And it's like 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds on the shit. Like, it's too much. Let's see. Umbilical cord and all. They're normalizing that, putting it all on social media. Can we normalize your kids' privacy? Seriously. Summer Walker type beat. Y'all funny. People being loud and wrong is occurring way too often. Y'all funny. I don't even have them car seats anymore. They really weren't mine. What about birth needs to be normalized? I think that's just an excuse for their social media addiction. There's really some people that will post the whole birth canal on social media if they could. Hi, Diego. Hi, the Afronaut. I also feel like they're trying to pin imperialism on Black Americans to center other people in conversations about oppression. This white Brit called a Black American a colonizer. Like, what the fuck? We're going to be doing a Beast Bake. It's going to be spontaneously interrupted by Seren's kid, who's going to be 5 by the time we even find out they exist. Hi, Mo. I also feel like part of what's being forgotten in this conversation about culture versus race is there's also people who don't know their Black parent for lots of reasons, such as incarceration. Seriously, what is to be gained from the hyper-visibility? They just want it. They just want to push us out of here. Name a place across the diaspora where Black Americans can come into their country and speak on their politics and culture and be the spokesperson for them. It doesn't happen. I'm sorry, did we forget that Great Britain and these other European countries colonized most of the known world? How is it now Black Americans' fault? I've been noticing that too. Foreigners of all races grouping us with white Americans and saying we're the same as them. Yay, Savannah. In my immediate family alone, there are 3 dark-skinned Black people. People need to stop acting like dark-skinned Black Americans don't exist. Don't foreign Blacks not want their own actual representation? I don't get it. They only care about money and status. I hate you, Sim. Yes, let me write that quote down. We don't have enough representation for all the different multifaceted black identities. That's really how I feel. And that's the problem. And like I said, people are trying to turn it into like black Americans are the problem. Black men are the problem. Biracials are the problem. Blah, 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 blah. Like if we had more representation for all the multifaceted black identities, we wouldn't be having any of these conversations. That's really what we need. It would be so interesting seeing different black representations in media, global media. YouTube has been hijacked by this whole black hypergamy movement. These people swear they understand African American vernacular English, but they don't. They don't know anything. The conversations were hijacked by ego and ignorance. Exactly, Kyrie. Yeah, the Trump effect definitely ruined the internet in so many ways. The past 4 years of his presidency have been a draining time to engage online. That's when you got to put on the strong black American accent, Nicole. We definitely look different, and we look different from Caribbeans too. It's just the truth. We do look and are different, and we still are black. Also, America is huge, and there are sub-ethnic groups. The black American ethnicity is as big as some of the most populous ethnic groups in Africa. Someone pointed out that Africans typically have a yellow tint to the white part of their eyes, and now that's what I always look for. That's called something. I just can't think of it right now. There's a word for that. I just can't think of it. They truly believe they're going to be the new Americans, these Native Africans. Man, do they have another thing coming. Jaundice, that's the word. Jaundice. I look for this too. It's a dead giveaway. Jaundice. Yeah, social media has algorithms. Algorithms are bad for kids and youth. It places them in a matrix, which produces clone mentalities and mental illness. It's warped. It's a warped reality. Right, exactly, Kyrie. Let me screenshot that. It's a good explanation. What's happening? There are a few videos on YouTube that compare continental African and black American phenotypes. Very interesting. Right, like we don't look the same. Like we really don't. We really don't. We really don't. Oh, I see you guys said Debo passed away. Wow, R.I.P. If the internet corrupts the minds of grown folks. Sorry, before I get to that, like people have really started to like buzz around with this like Beyonce and Solange are not black type thing. And like one of the main reasons I've seen people say that is like, oh, their phenotype is, oh, well, where I'm from in fucking Uganda, there's no black people that look like this. There's no black people that are this light skinned or that have this type of phenotype. They're not black. They are mixed. No. Like that's not how we operate here in the United States. It's too many people trying to speak for black Americans. Too many. And really I think that it's a very nefarious endgame. I don't think it's like a coincidence. Like you guys have heard me say, I feel like we are in cultural wars right now, and I think that the end game is to push us out. And I really wish that like, especially these like black American girls that are like drinking this Kool-Aid, I really wish, I mean, but it's not their fault because they're being like brainwashed by the internet. It sucks. It's hard. It's a hard space. If the internet corrupted the minds of grown folks, now imagine what it does to brains that are at the peak of their development and have already been born into this. It's crazy how the diaspora now wants to call themselves black when they didn't even want to be black previously. They went off nationality and tribes before. Like 5 people have came with that argument to me, and they were using this exact argument saying BAs aren't black. TMZ just reported it. Oh, it's a hoax? I'm gonna have to Google it when we get off. It's a hoax. He's not dead. Okay. Goodbye. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it. I'm just gonna Google it. He's not dead. It was another Hollywood hoax. They sound so dumb saying stuff like woo chow, trying to sound like a Southern black American while being a whole Nigerian. Why joke about someone passing sick? People are disgusting. He's not, okay, he's not dead. Hoax. Everyone needs their own representation. Facts. Caribbeans definitely have different features than us, most definitely. My girl watches some Jamaican makeup chick who lives in Japan, and hearing her speak in that exaggerated African-American vernacular English is wild annoying. Right, like people will watch a Jamaican girl that lives in Japan making a whole video about how Black American men ain't shit and she's never been to America. And she's never even interacted with any Black Americans. And that shit will have like millions of views. And then actual Black American girls here in the United States will start talking that mess. Like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's funny how the Africans and West Indians have also joined forces, even though Caribbeans are just as mixed as we are. Like I've said a million times, Black Americans are in a really unique space of having people hate us because we are Black and also having people hate us because we are American. So non-Black people, all of them, hate us because we're Black. The whites, the non-Black POCs, they hate us because we're Black. The other Black people throughout the diaspora, they hate us because we are American. We have no allies. That's why I always stick up for the Black Americans. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if they're biracial. I don't give a fuck I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go for the Black American because I know everybody's against the Black Americans, period. Like, I know everybody's against the Black Americans, period. Period. What the fuck? Beyonce and Solange and even her mom, the way they look is found in most Black American families. Solange isn't even light-skinned, neither are Chloe and Halle. I hate when people say that. That also gets into how social media and these platforms are no longer appropriate because, again, you have people that have never even been to the United States that's now talking about Chloe and Halle are light-skinned, Megan Thee Stallion is light-skinned, and they're having success because of light-skin privilege, but they don't even know they don't know nothing about race in the United States or Black Americans, yet they are able to have a platform through the internet to talk and influence people. And meanwhile, they're getting the words mixed and biracial mixed up, and they don't even know what the shit means. I'm gonna Google it after I'm done. People in South Africa don't even look like people in Nigeria. Does that mean that one of those populations isn't Black? The argument is so asinine. It's cultural narcissism for Africans to try to dictate who is and isn't Black by how Black Americans are or aren't. They claim to only accept Caribbeans because they're culturally more like them. When I get to the end, I'm trying to catch up and then get to the end, and then I'm gonna Google it. Oh, okay. I'm seeing several sources saying he did pass away. I'm gonna Google it when I get to the end. I'm not gonna say anything else about that. I'm gonna Google it. Beyonce represents Black Americans being on top, everything they hate. That's why they're trying to say she's not Black now. Everyone you just named is light skin or light brown skin at best. I know I'm going to sound ignorant and I'm sorry, but Chloe and Halle are not light skinned and neither is Meg. You do not sound ignorant, Kamisha. Like, I'm just saying, like, all these conversations around, like, colorism and, like, dating and, like, Blackness and representation, like, all these conversations that previously we were having on social media or the internet have all been hijacked by outsiders. And that's why I feel like this is no longer the proper vehicle or platform, which is why I said, like, I mostly have really enjoyed doing live streams because we could talk in real time, have a conversation. Because all this other shit, I feel like it's just not the same. It's been hijacked. They don't understand our metrics. but feel they can adequately assess colorism and culture and race in the United States. It's absolutely ridiculous. Bye, Corgi. But even this, like somebody says Solange is light skinned, but she's not high yellow. That's something that's like a cultural denim junkie kid. That's like something that we can have within our own community, within our own, you know, like what you said, Solange is light skinned, not high yellow. It's people that they don't know what high yellow is. Like they don't know, but they can have a platform to talk. And because they're black, even if they're not black Americans, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, they're an expert. They know what they're talking about. Like what you even just said was within our culture. Not everybody's gonna understand that statement you just made, and that's why it's no longer appropriate to like have these conversations like out in this public forum anymore. In a lot of ways, you know. While I do consider Beyonce and Solange lighter, I don't consider them light skin. Their mama Tina, she's light skinned, said Nicole. Yeah. Let's see. I agree with that Solange comment. She's light skinned but not high yellow. That's it. Yara Shahidi is brown. I don't believe biracial people should be automatically deemed black. I don't think they should either. I feel like it's a case-by-case basis, personally. Even with that being said, people thinking that there aren't black Americans or that we aren't black is wild. It makes no sense. The people across the diaspora give me a headache. They just don't know anything. They're willfully ignorant. But always want to talk, Sim. But always want to talk. Bye, keep making. I stopped watching colorism videos when weirdos started talking about femininity and dating outside the race. In the South, black American girls can be different shades of medium brown. Hi, Social Purgatory. I have 11 siblings. Most of us fall into the mid-brown Chloe and Halle tone, but range from high yellow to the deepest of brown. Like, I remember when ATL came out, like Lauren London was not considered light skinned, and Lauren London is biracial. Lauren London was not considered light skinned. She was considered like a medium golden type of color. And her two best friends was the twins, Malika and can't think of the other one's name. And like they are dark skinned. But I've seen people now say that they are not dark skinned. That Lauren London is like pale, like, and that they are like medium. Like that to me, like that, like even just in the time since like the movie came out to now, and the way that people talk about race and the entering of non-black Americans into the conversation has like really tilted the conversation, and I feel like it's tilting it in a way that is going to negatively impact black Americans in the long run. And I think a lot of black Americans are not looking at the long-term goals of these conversations. Bye, Sam. High yellow is a BA term. I still disagree that Solange is light skin. And like I said, it's very, like, it even starts getting subjective. Because, like, again, I've seen people say that anybody lighter than Lupita is not dark skinned. I've seen people say that Gabrielle Union is not dark skinned. My whole life, Gabrielle Union has been considered dark skinned. But now you have people that are from, again, you know, Kenya or Nigeria. And they're like, well, nobody in my country that looks like Gabrielle Union would be considered dark skinned. Well, I really don't give a fuck. But now they're having an impact on the conversation. Yeah, I think it's a case-by-case basis, too. Doja Cat, Drake, Logic, Journey, Lauren London, Yara, and Colin Kaepernick are not all the same. Lauren would be considered a yellow bone. Masika, yeah, Malika and Masika, that's it. I saw Lauren London as light-skinned back then. In-house conversations on have allowed intellectuals to get more ammunition to talk and debate online. Poor lover, I'm lighter than Lauren with 2 black parents. I've also seen people trying to coin the term multi-generational mixed. See, they're gonna start using that to talk about all Black Americans. It's massively subjective. You're right, region plays a big role on what we consider light or dark skin. My whole life, Gabrielle Union has been considered dark skin. Slash, Rashida Jones, Halle Berry, and Corbin Blue are all biracial, but they are also all not the same. I've seen people saying that even Naomi Campbell is not dark skinned. Like, and Halle Berry is another one. Halle Berry is biracial, but I remember like when I was growing up and I was watching all those movies from the 90s and stuff, Halle Berry was not considered light skinned. She was not considered light skinned like back then. Halle Berry wasn't even in fucking Boomerang. Halle Berry wasn't even the hot one. Like, Halle Berry was like the homely art teacher. Like, so it's funny to see people be like, Halle Berry's biracial, so she's like automatically light skinned and she's like automatically this and that. When it's like, I don't think that's what happened. And you weren't even here, neither were your parents. So shut up. When has Gabrielle Union not been dark skinned? That's like saying Kenya Moore isn't dark skinned. And I also see people now getting featureism confused with colorism, because I have also seen people say Kenya Moore is not dark skinned because she has long hair. Kenya Moore's not dark skinned because she has long hair. And they're like, yeah, Kenya Moore gets privilege because like her hair is long. She's not dark skinned. Okay. Y'all just say anything. Y'all just say anything. People saying dark skin when they mean what we call blue black. And they're not even in their country. I know. We got around to it, Kamisha. When you're brown skinned, you get put into an interesting category. You're not quite dark skinned, but you aren't light skinned either, depending on who you're talking to. It's subjective, Tiana. And since it's subjective, I'm never going to let somebody that's not a Black American have a say in this conversation when it comes to Black Americans and race. Ever. Period. Full stop. Don't care. Don't want to hear it. Don't give a fuck. Don't want to hear it. I don't care about your opinion. I don't care what you think. Hi, Richie. Everything within our community, these conversations are regional. The way we gauge colorism and skin tone are regional. It becomes more confusing when continental Africans and non-BAs are thrown in. Malika and Khadijah, thank you. That's the girl's name, Tiffany. Thank you. Malika and Khadijah. I noticed this first when a Jamaican man called me light skin, and I've been called brown skin my whole life. It would be fine as an innocent comment to talk about the differences in cultures and what is considered what in each country, but it's not okay to want to redefine people's cultures. A Ghanaian friend told me that I was light-skinned and I'm the same shade as Gabrielle Union. Yeah, like you really have people that's trying to come in and like redefine what race is in the United States. I'm not with it. Right, remember she played a crackhead in Jungle Fever. The conversation of race and colorism changes depending on where you are in the culture of the place. People need to understand that. I didn't even know Halle was only half Black. She was the homely art teacher. She really was. And Robin Givens was the hot one in Boomerang. And Love should have brought your ass home last night. Like, I will never let anybody disrespect Halle Berry, but that's a totally different conversation. You know what? I'm going to send some peace and some good vibrations towards Halle Berry because I know she's going through it because she was very close with Natalie. Halle Berry light-skinned. That girl is not light-skinned. They lightened her up when she played Queen in Alex Haley's Queen. They also said the same thing when a Black woman has thin lips or colored eyes. My brain is melting. Kenya Moore not dark-skinned because she got long hair. It doesn't make any sense. I've even seen people call Megan Good light skin. I'm like, no, she's not. Shut up. Actually, Ori put, shut right the fuck up. Her skin is not her hair, but okay. Yeah, like they're changing the classifications. People want to seem lighter, so they're changing the classifications. People are bad with undertone as well. That's why I like that somebody said blue black. Like, you could be dark skinned and still have red or yellow or golden undertones that are good. So you're going to look different than somebody that has like blue undertones. if you're a foreign black that comes from a place where everybody has blue undertones, and then you come to the United States where there's a lot of dark skinned people like Gabrielle Union that have more reddish undertones, to you, they might not look dark skinned, but that does not mean that within the context of the United States, they are now not dark skinned. Like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. But now everybody has a platform, and the whole conversation has just been messed up. Dark skin, brown skin, red bone, yellow bone, light skin, find your shade. Bye, Leo. Robin Gibbons was looking fuego. I won't even talk to them about it. I don't want their opinion. Kenya Moore is dark and beautiful. I remember when she won Miss USA. Blue black is another black American term they don't get. This is why Cynthia Erivo was considered to be more black than BAs and thus more appropriate to play Harriet. And did y'all also see that now Miss Cynthia Erivo is doing a movie where she's playing a fucking British Ghanaian woman or something like that? I can't remember exactly what the makeup is. And she was like, as a British Ghanaian woman myself, I'm really excited to be able to like bring someone with my cultural identity to the screen. So now you understand? So now identity, so now culture, so now we get, but when you were playing Harriet, we was all black, but now, okay. Now she understands representation. Okay. They need to just say they don't like black Americans and go. As a black American, I don't think I'm better than anybody. I treat everybody with respect, but the problem with them is they keep stereotyping us. The coastal blacks are trying to change things. As a foreign black, had to learn the proper meanings of words and nuances like red bone, yellow bone, high yellow, etc. Exactly, always knew you were lighter, but never considered yourself light-skinned, but people have told you that you were, Nicole. That's true because my best friend from St. Lucia calls me light-skinned and I am brown. Our culture is different, and the culture is different in history. People need to accept it. Hi, Jim. Oh, you neighbors are fighting, Black Alchemy. They think the girls are fighting. They think they can do that because it goes back to them thinking we don't have our own culture. Right, exactly, Ori. So they think they can be the ones to define it. Exactly. Like, it's just all up for grabs. Hi, Sabra. They tried to kick Mariah Carey out of the club, too. Yeah, Olivia. I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of the comments. Whatever. I don't know exactly what she is, Cynthia, but whatever the fuck she said. So now cultural connection matters. Also, lighting in pictures makes a difference as well. Not all black Americans are bleaching our skin. Our skin hits different in the sun. That's another thing. People love to accuse somebody of bleaching nowadays, too. I don't know if this is like a Gen Z thing or, you know, like another internet social media thing. People love to accuse somebody of bleaching. Like, no, bitch, it's just the middle of winter. Like, people's skin tone do change. Like, you just can't come have these conversations in the United States like you're not one of us. You just don't get it. Cynthia should straight up apologize for having played Harriet. And they are excited about her playing an enslaved princess gifted to Queen Victoria. Crack does strange things to the mind. Exactly. She heard us all along, but she didn't give a fuck. I'm still mad about the Harriet film. And her having the nerve to play Aretha. I want J. Hud to be amazing in her role. But now she's talking about, you know, like, they understand. They know exactly what's going on. Under the comments of the girlfriends reunion, people were saying Tony and Maya weren't dark-skinned. See, that's disgusting. Like, they definitely are. Like, and I bet you them people, like I said, like, they're not black American or they're being influenced in a certain type of way. dishonor on the cows of everyone involved in that Harriet film. There is light-skinned, safe brown like Sanaa Lathan, and dark-skinned like Gabrielle Union are darker. It's because they're bringing their trash cultural practices over here. I remember when they accused Megan Good. I had to explain skin tone to people by showing them 20 pics of me in different lighting to explain not everyone bleaches. Bleaching is not even a common practice in the United States. It's so weird to see people accusing Black American like artists and celebrities of like bleaching. That's not even something that's acceptable for us to do here. Just because you do that in fucking Jamaica or whatever, like that shit is not what we do here. Like stop trying to fucking accuse people of bleaching. Black people also tan. People really don't understand. Yeah, I didn't even know about skin bleaching until like last year. Deadass, they don't know that Black people get naturally tan and get paler in the winter. What's next? Max and Kyle from Living Single weren't dark skin either. That's gonna be next, Nicole. Like they're really trying to push Black Americans out of blackness, and they're trying to make it like as if none of us can be dark skin. So it's like, no, you have to get a foreign Black if you want a Black person. That's what they're trying to do. They really missed an opportunity with the Harriet film, especially considering how Hollywood treats Black American women. Hi, Yaba. Bleaching is a Caribbean, African, and Asian thing. The bleaching got so bad that Megan had to come out and make a statement. Yes, I follow Megan Good on Instagram. People were under every single comment talking about she's bleaching, bleach, 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 bleach. It was really bad. Which is also why I'm saying, like, people have this, like, viciousness. They will literally make multiple accounts to, like, sit there all day and fucking needle. That type of thing has become normalized. It's more common in Nigeria and Jamaica. Next, they're going to say Wesley Snipes isn't dark skin. They're trying to say that brown skin was made up so dark skin girls could say I'm brown, not dark. Goodbye. They're going to call John Amos a light bright next. Within global blackness, it's the Caribbeans and Africans that are doing the bulk of the bleaching. It's vicious trolling. They accused Kelly Rowland of bleaching as well. Yeah, like, it's too much. It's a lot. It's too much. Again, I agree with whoever said that, and you guys know I have said this as well. This is people trying to come in our house and rearrange the furniture and tell us how to do things here and how race should be constructed here and all this stuff. And it's too many people that's going along with it just because motherfuckers have a big ass platform. And that's why including Black Americans that don't understand that they're contributing to their own erasure by going along with a lot of these conversations. And that's why I feel like social media and shit is no longer the appropriate vehicle for a lot of these conversations. And on that note, I have reached the bottom of the chat, so I'm gonna go. For anybody that missed it, I did put in the community tab that we're going to be watching a Natalie DeSalle movie for ThursdayBake this Sunday. So if you want to go vote on it, if you haven't, you can go ahead. And I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye. Great convo, guys.